Right, guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So normally, as everybody knows, I talk about grappling, but obviously over the last few days, we've been talking about the big MMA event that's going to be happening this weekend. So the EMMAA, so the English Mixed Martial Arts Association, so the amateur tournament, MMA tournament that's going to be happening at the Fit Expo in Liverpool. So that's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July. Now, they've already talked about this being historic. So I know Mark Goddard's talked about it. Dan Hardy's been messaging about it and stuff like that, saying this is a historic event because I believe it's the first time they put on a Four Nations event. So going to be Team England, Team Wales, Team Ireland and Team Scotland, man. We're coming down to absolutely represent. Obviously, again, what was it Conor McGregor said? We're not here to take part.
We're here to take over.
You know what I mean? So we're going to have the best martial artists from all over the Four Nations are going to be descending on Liverpool this weekend. So, and I see Scotland, we're coming down with an absolute solid team. And it's been one team I've been looking at as they've been announcing the fighters, because obviously they've been announcing it over the last kind of few weeks. And every time they announced another fighter, you're looking thinking, wow. And they're saying it's the best talent that we've got coming down and representing some unbelievable gyms as well. So, and it's going to be brilliant. I mean, it's going to be an absolute buzz. Now, ticket availability, anybody looking for tickets, if you're going to be down in Liverpool, then make sure you head over to the English EMMAA Facebook page, or head over to EnglishMMA.org and you'll be able to get your tickets directly from there. And obviously pay-per-view details we'll give you obviously at the end of this interview. So obviously my next guest then is going to be on the show. He's going to be there over the weekend. So Gary Grant Jr. So Gary representing Aberdeen Combat Centre. Now Aberdeen Combat Centre, again, another unbelievable gym producing some unbelievable talent, not just in MMA, jiu-jitsu. We see it all the time. Obviously, jiu-jitsu from the young kids all the way up to the old people, the old guys who are still representing Aberdeen Combat Centre. So Gary's going to be down there and he's going to be representing Team Scotland. So Gary, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. You? Thanks for having us on.
No, definitely. As I said, we were saying that before I came on. There wasn't many interviews done for this, which I was surprised about. And then, obviously, they said to me the other day, Stuart, do you want to do some interviews? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, you want to do one interview? And I'm like, fuck it, let's interview everybody, man. Let's get everybody on.
Like I said, I was probably shiting myself more for this interview than for anything else.
Do you know, everybody says that? I mean, we get like some absolute animals for MMA and they come on and, do you know what I mean? They're absolute quivering wrecks when they come on live. As soon as the camera turns on, they're like, oh my God. So
I will fight, do it. We didn't take photos and videos, we just fight.
So how's you anyway? How's training going?
Yeah, good, solid. Just finished up all the hard training now. Just basically getting ready to head down to Liverpool at the weekend, but I can't wait. Like,
what, you going to take the day off tomorrow then? Just kind of relax?
Yeah. Just get everything ready. I think we're leaving about midday, so get ourselves down, checked in the hotel, get ready to just chill out, and then get ready for the fights at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, as we were talking again before we came on air, and again, you like Damon Donald are like, do you know what? I don't really give a fuck who is standing in front of me, as long as there's somebody there. Because obviously, you always worry about as an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like whenever you get booked on shows, is it going to get cancelled? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Which we saw a lot during the last kind of 2 years. Whereas obviously this event, you know, people shouldn't really be pulling out of this event because it's an absolute huge platform.
And you're going to be fighting somebody, are you?
Yes.
That's it. You're guaranteed a scrap, at least one scrap, maybe more. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. But it's going to be an awesome event. I keep saying to everybody about, obviously, the IMMAAs. I mean, IMMAAs have platformed so much unbelievable talent over the years that have went on to, obviously, UFC level and stuff like that. And as I said, I mean, anybody that steps onto that platform, do you know what I mean? They're putting themselves in front of millions of people. Loads of people all over the world are going to see it, which obviously it does obviously for yourself. It does absolutely wonders for your career.
That's what we do it for, is it? Like we train hard all year round to get the moments to showcase your skills, and then, like you say, on a show as big as this, with as much eyes on it, this is exactly the reason we do it, is it? So I can't honestly can't wait. Like,
and you're going to be in a room full of loads of bodybuilders and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? All the Fit Expo, the
muscles are just for show.
So you're going to see it. Yeah, you're going to see all these guys coming out, all these male and female bodybuilders, and all these big fucking supposed to be hunks will be coming out and showing their muscles and stuff like that. Lifting weights.
Gas merchants.
There won't be many MMA fighters that'll be kicking about with all them big muscles anyway. So.
No.
And then I like the t-shirt as well. I mean, especially obviously you're trying to keep the weight down. You wear a burger t-shirt.
I love my food. I'm not joking. Like, I love food. I've been honestly, I should be banned from Instagram. I've been scrolling through all the food pages, literally my whole page saved.
Yeah.
Like all the recipes and stuff. But this sums me up. This is me out of camp.
Right.
The burger man.
What's your go-to meal after an event? Because obviously everybody's got a thing where, do you know what I mean? Like I've spotted one of the boys I know, Yusuf Kirk. His is a kebab. He loves coming home, going to the same place, having a kebab when he obviously finishes. So what's your go-to meal?
Oh, too many, to be honest. I'm a cake man, so it'll be like everything Mr. Kipling.
Right.
Straight in the basket. back to back.
Because I know that as when we go away, well, we don't really have one. I mean, I suppose we'll go, I don't even know what we do. I love going to Lisbon because we go to like the Brazilian, the kind of all-you-can-eat place. There's a Brazilian all-you-can-eat place in Lisbon. And anytime we go over there for like the Euros and so on, we always head there. And it's hilarious because obviously we go in and obviously you've got a table full of Scottish guys and they always bring over like rice and chips because obviously it's full of carbs. So it means that you're not going to eat as much meat. Right?
Try to fill you up.
Yeah. So they bring it over, loads of chips and loads of rice, and then they start bringing over the meat. And then you've got the counter, you know, the red and the green. So obviously it's green. They keep bringing stuff over. As soon as they turn it red, and then obviously like halfway through they realise, shit, these guys are going to eat the whole fucking restaurant. Do you know what I mean? So they were like, they kept coming over. Do you want more chips? Do you want more rice? I'm like, yeah, bring more chips, bring more rice.
Eating them dry.
Yeah,
that's it. It's about.
Yeah, but that was our thing. I mean, it was always a Brazilian. We went for obviously some Brazilian food, and you were eating things like fucking hearts, like goat's hearts and fucking liver, like stuff that you, if they told you what it was, you'd be like, I'm not fucking eating that. And then as soon as you've ate it, you're like, this is good. What is that? Oh, that's like a cow's heart.
No.
Or, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, right,
that was fine.
So, you want more? Nah, not anymore. So yours is cake, said. So obviously,
cake. Oh mate, love cake. There's a shop just opened near me that I swear I've been on their Instagram every day. I've got an order already placed for when I get back. I can't wait.
What's your go-to cake?
Brownie. I love brownies. Like
nice.
Any really, like I say, any cake I'll have it. But brownies number one.
Yeah. Mate, you're only a wee guy, man, so you must train really hard, man, to get rid of that. Any of the cake weight.
I've been training twice a day. So I train in the morning before my work, and then I'm in the gym at the combat centre after work as well. So I need to keep on top of the diet. Keep it like
What about the guys in the gym as well? Because obviously Aberdeen Combat Centre, absolutely love the guys. I mean, obviously I see them on a regular basis. Obviously at local comps, jiu-jitsu comps and stuff like that. I mean, what's it like training with some of the people that you've got there?
Oh, the gym's buzzing. It's always buzzing constantly. Like you say, it's not just the MMA team. We've got our Muay Thai team. We're on a big win streak. Our BJJ team, guys getting promoted to left, right, and centre. You had like Burke competing at the Worlds there, and it's when you surround yourself with that sort of people, it just pushes you to put yourself up to their level. So it's it's so good. Like the atmosphere is buzzing in the gym. Like
we need to give a big shout to Callum Burke as well. Obviously got his purple belt yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
about time. Time.
Well, there's a lot of blue belts. I'll be happy about that. So not so many purple belts. I'll be happy about it. But yeah, but Callum's awesome. I mean, I remember Callum, and I said this to Damon yesterday. I remember rolling with Callum. It was about a year or so before lockdown. I can't remember what age he is, but he was only. I'm sure he must have been about 17 at the time, and he came down, man. And he came down and absolutely rinsed me, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? This kid, man, he's only 17. And Chris was saying, man, how good he was. And And I'm like, yeah. So it was the last roll of the day, and I'm like, right. And I'm not a no-gi guy, and I'm like, right, what do you want to do, gi or no-gi? And he's like, yeah, let's do no-gi. And I'm like, right, okay. I'm like, he's only a wee guy. He's young, man. We'll go easy. And
Aye.
then after he submitted me the first time, I'm like, right, I need to pick
Oh
up the
shit.
tempo. And then as soon as I picked up the tempo, he also picked up the tempo, and then just fucking rinsed me for 6 minutes, man.
He's so good, like
Yeah,
so unassuming. He's like him and Chris actually. They're like
yeah,
typical jiu-jitsu guys that like you wouldn't think anything to look at them, but they're silent assassins, like both of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, Chris awesome as well, man. I absolutely love Chris as well. So, and I say it's an awesome setup you guys have up the road. So, definitely looking to come up again. I mean, we were up in Aberdeen. Where did we go? I'm sure it was Aberdeen Combat Centre. We had an open mat there just for the Euros. And then, so we'll definitely need to get back up again because as I said, it's a great place. I've got family in Aberdeen, so I should probably come up more often and obviously
There's
visit you
plenty
guys.
to do, plenty of places to eat. I'll take you out
Yes.
for a scram.
Listen, I'm a fat boy, mate. I love the food, man. I love
Oh,
the food. So.
tell me about it.
And then, what about you then? So, how did you find out? Obviously, about the EMMAAs. Then, how did you find out you were going to be on the show?
Just my coach Paul says I was telling him I had a pizza for my lunch, and he says, "Himmin, you ken you're fighting in 12 weeks." I'm like, "Aye." He's like,
Right.
"Aye, the at the tournament." I'm like, "Oh, did my name get like chosen?" He's like, "Aye." I'm like, "Decent." so needless to say, that was my last pizza. Like,
Yeah. But it's a huge. I mean, again, it's a huge experience for you. I mean, obviously
yeah.
you've got an amateur record anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, this is going to put you. It's going to put you out there in front of, as a lot of people. So it's a huge experience. So, I mean, what do you see yourself? Obviously, go through this. What do you see yourself doing next, Gary?
I want to keep active. So like
Yeah.
throughout like sort of the whole time I've fought, I've always fought, and then I've played a lot of like football. I play like a few other sports, and it's I always let all that get in the way. But like I say, the gym's so buzzing just now, and like, everybody's just level going up the levels. So it's like I want to just try and keep as active as I can. Hopefully, get another fight booked, save me fan in the cake shops. Definitely like
Well, you'll not be like Damon. Damon wants to fight every day. As I said, that's what he was saying last night. Listen, Stuart, I'll fight every single day. If you
and
give
he's
me a
no
fight,
joking.
yeah,
He's not even joking. He's serious. You need to rein him
yeah,
in sometimes. He's saying to me, I think there's a BKB event coming up. What do you think about that? I'm like, mate, come, dude. He loves it.
that's the thing I love. I love that about you young guys because you young guys have got a fear, or no fear, should I say? Because obviously years ago, the guys, and again I was talking to a guy earlier today. Years ago, obviously they just trained martial arts, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they would train like boxing or train kickboxing or train whatever, and some of them would mix it up. So you tend to find that the ones that were very good kind of mixed it up with different martial arts. But obviously, you young guys coming through now are not just doing jujitsu or not just doing wrestling or boxing, kickboxing, but you're also training other things like a lot of people doing CrossFit. People are out running, people are out doing cycling, and do you know what I mean, doing a load of stuff. So you guys are more athletic than what they were 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Like you're right. It was before it was. Well, I've trained since I was 16,
Yeah,
so I've seen the shows in Scotland where we was fighting in rings.
yeah,
So like I've seen it from that level to level now, and some of the guys you saw fight maybe pro back then wouldn't even cut it with some of the decent amateurs nowadays.
yeah,
Everybody, it's just like you said, everything's up a level.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
you've got to get with it or fall behind. So
yeah. There was a lot of brawlers back then as well. I mean, people came in. We talked about fights. I mean, it was a fucking absolute brawl when they went in. There was just two guys just stood there and went for it. Whereas now, as I said, we talk about martial artists now are athletes. Do you know what I mean? And they're getting the recognition now. Obviously, it's been coming over years. They've been getting
yeah,
recognised, but as I said, more and more, and especially now, it's a lot more recognised. And you guys are becoming superstars as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Like whenever you go places, you're like, "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm an MMA fighter," and people are like, "Wow, what the fuck?" Do you know what I mean? So,
people didn't really know what it was
aye,
10, 12 years ago.
yeah,
But now it's outgrown boxing, is it? I love it.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
best sport in the world.
Got a question coming in. Jed Leon, obviously MMA UK News, just saying, what's one thing that you love about fighting and one thing that you Well, listen, we've probably talked about a dislike. Obviously, during training camps, you can't eat any cakes. So,
The thing is, though, like as much as I dislike that, I like that as well because,
yeah,
like you need to be disciplined with your diet, and when you're disciplined with your diet, you
yeah,
train 10 times harder when you're half arsing it. So as much as I do dislike dieting, I love the sort of the mindset that it puts me in, like makes me so
yeah,
focused on like just achieving your goal, your end
yeah,
goal.
yeah,
And what do I love about fighting? What's not to love about fighting?
yeah, yeah.
All of it, the build up, the day, the aftermath, just being in that, being in the moment. Like I just love it.
Yeah, I love the part as well. Obviously, like, well, for me, it's jujitsu. And anytime I went to a comp, and let's say I won, even I won or lost, made no difference. When I came back to the gym, I was still a fucking legend. I was still a hero. Do you know what I mean?
Aye,
So,
yeah,
and
aye,
obviously, the
that's right.
pressure of going out and, do you know what I mean? If you go out and lose, the pressure you put on yourself is always yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because then
Aye,
do you know what I mean? It's in your own head. Do you know what I mean? And then, but obviously, when you went out and you won, and you come back with a medal, or like social media, as soon as you put on, listen, I won, and everybody's all over it, like, oh fuck,
aye.
and that gives you that bit boost of confidence as well that other
Yeah.
sports
My
might
mum
not have.
always says to me, win or lose, I'm proud. And I say, no, mum, it's win or win. No,
But
win or
nobody
lose,
understands that.
win
Nobody
or win.
understands that at all. Yeah. And then Jed again just saying good answers. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
So yeah, listen, it's going to be awesome this weekend. It's going to be really, really good. I'm
I'm
going to
looking
have it.
forward to
I
it.
mean, I'm at the AGP up in Montrose, one of the jiu-jitsu comps. So, but I'm going to have it on, obviously the pay-per-view. So I'm going to be sitting there, obviously in between matches, refereeing. I'm going to be sitting there like that, like, what's happening? What's happening? So listen, I'm buzzing for it. I'm buzzing to see. I love you young guys, man, because you young guys are going to take martial arts in Scotland to another level. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, it's at a very, very good level at the moment, but you guys coming through are going to take it even further
Aye,
than
well,
what
you
it's
see
ever
it.
been.
You do. You see it. You see it in the gym.
Yeah,
I think Damon maybe mentioned the other day about young Fraser,
yeah,
17 years old, mate. Honestly, like I couldn't
yeah,
have even dreamed of being a hundredth as good as he is right now. Like, and you can see, I can imagine him 4 years time, 5 years time. Like the
yeah.
levels, aye, sky high. It's so
Ter-
good.
it's terrifying, mate. It's
It's
absolutely
like,
terrifying. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
and then final thing for you, then, Gary. So obviously, you've been in the game a little bit. So I'm pretty sure you've trained with a lot of fantastic people over the years. But anybody you want to shout out to? So the usual friends, family members, teammates, things like that.
Yeah, so just a shout out to all my coaches at Combat Centre, Chris Nichol, Paul McBain, and then obviously my training partners. You got Fraser, Damon. Like we push each other every day. We're in as like a fight team on top of our sessions, doing our fight team sessions, and it's just like it's like a brotherhood. And then also a massive shout out to my close mate and my coach, Ayman. He's my boxing coach, so he's been with me every morning, 6 in the morning, putting up with my tiredness, my moodiness. So a big
Yeah,
shout out to him, and obviously
yeah,
my family. And
yeah,
then also, I've been obviously my diet. I've been having tuna salads every day, and
yeah.
then a big shout out. I got introduced to pomegranate seeds, and
Right.
I swear, mate, game changer. So shout out to the person that introduced me to them.
Nice, nice. That's the one thing we forget. I mean, obviously, you go out, you're the guy that goes out and does the fighting, but then obviously behind you, there's a team of people, obviously coaches and training
Yep.
partners, and do you know what I mean? Even places you eat, family and stuff like that. So it's always great, man, to see people like that as well, because as I say, without them, we would never be able to do what we do.
No,
So
nah, yeah, oh, yeah. I must admit, like when I fight, you would think it's like my mates and my family are fighting. They're like more interested than me.
yeah,
When's this? When's that? I'm like, I'm not really sure. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you need to find it. I'm like, I'll
Let me
find it
ask
when
this.
we're there.
Let me ask about your mum, because obviously you mentioned your mum. So does your mum watch?
Well, no, she comes to the events, but she
Yeah,
doesn't watch.
yeah,
So she comes normally and then leaves
right.
when I fight, and then she'll come back in, or she'll be hiding her eyes, watching through one eye.
Yeah. I see that a lot because obviously, like all you young guys, when I talk to them, they always talk about their mum. I'm like, does your mum watch? And they're like, nah, she never watches. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I've seen mums in crowds where they've got their back to the cage and all that. And I'm like,
That's basically it.
and then they're saying to me, "What's happening? Is he winning?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's fucking winning." Do you know what I mean? Look, and they're like, "No." But then obviously as time goes on, and they start seeing, obviously you're going out there and doing your thing, and you're comfortable and stuff like that. Then obviously they're a wee bit more comfortable to then start watching. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's funny though, because like my mum, she's back to the cage, can't watch. My dad, he's in the cage. Like, calm down, calm down.
I love it. Well, do you know what? My son's coming back from Holland. He's been over there training and stuff like kickboxing and wrestling and so on. So he's coming back and he's obviously want to start doing his amateur MMA fights. So so I'll probably be the same, mate. I'll be at cage side, man, like fucking do this, do that.
Proud
Do you know what I
dad,
mean? So,
proud dad.
yeah.
It's
But listen, I'm not meant to be a do you know what I mean? They talk about bias. I'm meant to be, because obviously I do like the MMA UK news, the BJJ show. So I'm not to show like support for other fighters and stuff like that. But mate, I'm always getting into trouble for it because obviously I've got favourite fighters, and especially when you guys go down Team Scotland, I'm like, well, we're coming down to fucking to beat everybody. And I've been sending, I've been sending. I've done a video with Damon last night. We were talking about a couple of the other MMA UK news reporters. One's from Wales, one's from England, and I cut out a bit of Damon's video where I was saying that I'm beating them in interviews because we're all meant to be doing interviews for each country, and then I just cut it and I sent it to them, and I'm like, fucking get it up, yes.
We'll beat them at everything. Fighting, interviews, definitely. The lot.
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
We're here to take over.
We're here to take over.
Fucking right.
So there we go, guys. We're going to have Gary Grant Jr., so Aberdeen Combat Centre. Going to be heading down to the English MMA. I keep saying this wrong. English MMA this weekend. So that's at Fit Expo in Liverpool. Now, ticket availability, head over to our Facebook page. You'll be able to get tickets. Anybody that can't make the event, head over to Live MMA. So the pay-per-view now, 3 days, is going to be £12.99 for the full 3 days. So an absolute bargain, because normally, as Gary knows, I mean, an event, normally it's a tenner for one night. Do you know what I mean? Or £12, 15 quid. But for 3 days, I mean, you're going to see some of the top talent from all over the UK and Ireland. And some of these guys are going to go on to hit massive heights, which we're absolutely buzzing to see. Not just this weekend, but obviously what happens in the aftermath of the IMAF. So
stepping stone to the future, is it?
Stepping stone, mate. Stepping stone, man. They'll need to bring another UFC to Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? Or to Scotland. Anywhere in Scotland, man. Do you know what I mean? So, and get some of you guys on that as well. So, but listen, Gary, absolute pleasure, buddy. Thanks for obviously taking the time.
Thank you. Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it.
But listen, enjoy the weekend. All right. So, I know you guys are going to head down there, man. You're going to do an absolute turn down there. But listen, enjoy it. And enjoy your cake. As well, buddy.
Oh, mate. You best believe I will. I'll probably enjoy it more than the fights themselves.
But let's enjoy. Give my love to everybody up in Aberdeen, all right?
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Cheers for that.
Take it easy, buddy.
Thanks a lot, bud. See ya. Bye.